Welcome back, everyone, to the lab. I'm Mad Magical with my lab assistant here of Avril, and we're here to talk about AP Draven this time around. Should be very exciting if you ask me.
You know what? No, we're not
Huh?
doing this. We're not doing this.
We're not.
We're not talking about AP
But-
Draven. Get out of my lab. All right. Let's talk about what's really important. Breezy is one of the most underhyped supports, and it's so criminal that he doesn't get noticed. So today, I'm going to change that. And I'm going to do it better than Magical could ever could. Let's go to the clip. His roam timer right here is so good. Oh my god. Look at this bailout into the triple kill on the Malzahar. This is just literally game changing. They essentially won a 2v3 here. We don't talk about what happens here though. And this Breezy's Renata really did take over this entire game, and Breezy was the only reason why they won this game so hard. Yeah.
Yes. So we're talking about Breezy's Renata Glask. Is this mid lane Renata Glask?
No.
Jungle?
No.
I can't imagine another role she'd be in then.
Well, let's use our heads here. What role does Breezy main? Come on, Magical. I know it's in there. I know you have one in there, I think.
Ah, yes! ADC!
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's right? Also,
No.
why would you play ADC Renata? Is it because of the ultimate, and you get everyone fighting each other, and then you can wail at them?
Magical, you are so bad at your job. This is why we need to hire women.
Huh. Well, You know what? Regardless, I feel like I am still right, and I feel like her ultimate is definitely one of the reasons why you wanted to talk about her. Am I wrong? That feels like the only reason you'd ever want to even talk about her.
Well, besides that one play that pretty much changed the game, yeah, the ultimates he had in this game were, oh my god, they were crazy. And especially considering it's actually slower than our Morgana Q, and if you can go to the next clip, you'll see how great this Renata ult was, hitting, I think, all 5 people. Let's put this into perspective, guys. Morgana Q is 1200 missile speed, and Renata's ult at first tick is 600. And look how good this Renata ult was. It literally clips Meech, Winston, and Sochi through his passive. But oh my god, that ult game changed that entire fight, and it's just crazy.
Interesting. So the ult is a good tool. I understand now. I definitely thought of this idea at the first place. You all heard me. Ulties are great. These are the reasons why you pick her, especially in bot lane. Am I wrong, Avril? This is great thinking by me.
What? Magical?
What?
No. This isn't okay.
No. What's
Get
not
out of my
okay?
lab. This is my lab now.
What?
You heard me. You heard me the first time.
But this is my lab. You can't kick me out of my lab. How dare you have the audacity to try to kick me out of my lab? What?
Rise up, rise up. How can you make plans for tomorrow? How do you stay one step away? Look for the last time out the window. Pray that my spirit can
Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Proving Grounds powered by Verizon. And we look at that first game. My goodness, was that a dominant performance from our #1 seeded team who might be in the lower bracket, but from that appearance, that gameplay against Immortals AOE, definitely didn't seem so. And Avril, I know you have a lot to talk about with Breezy.
It seems like you actually have a lot to talk about from how
Me?
She outed you, Magical.
Me? No, I don't know. I feel like I'm a good person. I don't know who you're talking about who might steal ideas. That seems so mean.
Personally, I just liked how Avril had like better protection.
That's what I was
going to
She seems more prepared to be in a lab than you.
I feel
What
like
is this slander?
I would feel safer in her lab than yours. Yours is a bit crazy.
We know who
I like
the real
safety.
lab person is, all right?
Yeah.
They have the facial gear. Like, it's obvious. It's absolutely obvious.
I feel like I'm being ridiculed, and this is absolute slander and blasphemy being slandered.
I wish I could tell you April Fool's, man, Magical,
wish
but
I could
I'm
too.
serious.
Well, you know what? Regardless, we got to talk about what's at hand, guys. We're going to move past that. I'm going to ignore that you ever said that. It never actually happened once. So we'll talk about what's going to come up ahead of us. That game was a dominant performance from CLG Academy. So, Cubby, what are things that you would like to see from Immortals AOE to maybe try to see if they can bring back this game and give us a 3-game series?
Honestly, I feel like that game plan from Immortals AOE, like, it's what we're used to from this team. You know, Anime Girl playing on his own in the top side, and then there's them attacking Meech, and they got Meech 2 kills, they got plates, but you know, Avril just didn't end up working out. And I love how you highlighted Breezy so much, because it really felt like, you know, CLG were ahead, but Breezy was the one that made that game go so quickly and so explosively in CLG's favor.
it really was, especially in the plays that should have been not CLG sided. Breezy just took it by the reins and made it his own play. Like the
That's
two
These
where-
ults
victory.
were insane.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's why I love like the Renata pick into the Volibear. You know what Volibear wants to do. The thing that you do not do against Renata is dive. And no matter if you got the Stormbringer, you're gonna be hitting your own teammates. And I think we saw so many times in that matchup where it came up to that kind of situation for CLG Academy.
Well, and I mean, even looking at the draft, right? Grog is Volibear. Even if Felios only has situational range with this kid, he also can be really low range. Nautilus, all these champions want to kind of play into your opponent. So it really was something difficult to deal with when it came to Renata Glask. We'll see if they can fix up that draft going into game 2. And this is going to be your time again, Lennon. Take it away.
I'm taking it. It's mine. I'm being aggressive this time. I want it. All right, we're here. We're ready to go. Cubby, are you locked in? Are you loaded? Are we ready to transverse into this second game of this second
I'm always
series?
ready. I mean, I got to see you. I looked at the @path to LCS Twitter that has been taken over by Kangas. So go follow @path to LCS if you haven't yet. Got to see you casting locked in.
Not
I
even
saw
an
you
idea
locked
that
in.
it happened. I go down to his room and he has it full screened on his screen. I'm like, what is
I'm locked
that?
in now after I saw that. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, I'm glad you could join me here. But CLG Academy in the second game will be on the blue side. Immortals AOE on that red side. The draft adaptation is so crucial for this IMT AOE squad. We see the Xayah, the Jinx, the Ahri banned away by CLG Academy, and on the side of IMT AOE, it is the LeBlanc and the Jace so far that have been banned away.
And I already know, you know, thinking about Immortals AOE, talking with Anime Girl before the games today, you know, he knew how tough a run it was going to be going up against CLG, going up against Dokla. And I'm wondering if, you know, that swap over to red side, maybe they're saving the counter pick for Anime Girl, trying to empower them in the top side. And, you know, keep in mind, for Immortals AOE, the fact that they're here, that they beat TSM Academy, that's a
Exactly.
big deal for this amateur squad. I know especially for Winston, it was his old team that they took down as well. Meant a ton for him and the rest of this young squad. It's the first split of Anime Girl and Sochi really playing competitively. Both of these players really made a name for themselves in Academy tryouts as they're just kind of solo queue stars that walked in. They find themselves on an LCS third team. I think they played really well this tournament. I know they got blown out of the water that last game, but want to see if they can bounce back in this one, as one of the changes in pick ban that we saw, Mazel, was that Lucian not being banned out. It's that through, and this is a triple flex for CLG. Very lethal.
I was trying to hold that face so it come back to me and I could say something stupid about it, but I'm glad you didn't let it come back to me because I probably would have made myself look stupid. Instead, I just did so visually with my face looking like that the whole time. But we did.
I have my notes up. I couldn't see you. I apologize, but I'm sure you look great.
Yeah, I'm sure. Aphelios is that lock-in though. I obviously we saw that kind of big pickup from Meech last time around, and trying to turn that into an advantage didn't really work out. Now they have a lot more stability, it feels like, in the mid lane for Shochi.
A big switch up already from Immortals AOE and really showing their hand when it comes to their identity.
Yeah.
Aphelios Victor, that peel, playback, punish champions have to dive into you, and CLG, they see that scaling, and they say, we want to play fast. As they lock in Diana and Renekton, they could have that Lucian mid if they want triple, is a killing Lucian player, even though he's yet to pull it out this split. This is a lethal draft already for CLG, and keep in mind that Lucian, it's a flex because Triple and Prismal are both fantastic Lucian players. Triple can even play Renekton mid. CLG have all the cards at their disposal so far in this draft.
They don't even need a counter. Like, they're on blue side. They don't get that red side counter pick. They're just like, we know exactly what we want to go for. While on the other side, IMA do pick up the Volley Bear for Winston. Again, still interesting decision to go back to the Volley Bear. I feel like there could be some more, adaptation to the early pathing from Winston to change things up a little bit, but felt like Rosethorn just had the ticket last time.
I think a big part of that, though, is how the mid lane played out.
Very
and
true.
I think this is an opportunity for Immortals AOE. I mean, I'm curious what they even ban here. Like, do you just target supports because you know those bans are going to land with the flexibility? It appears that is what the plan is.
If the Renata isn't banned away, I don't know what to say.
You could pay some respect. It's not the best pairing if they want to go Lucian bot, but I would respect that. Do you even ban Yasuo here? Like, you could just, take away that combo. It could be a ban, though, that goes to the wayside, depending on where they put the Lucian. This is already a tough problem for Immortals AOE, but Immortals AOE, still, that identity we have, them taking a ganking jungler, pathing bot, it appears that they are sticking to that, and that's why I like the Volibear, because Winston, going into the day series, he was 4-1 on the Volibear in his games between Amateur and Proving Grounds, played it to success against TSM as well. I feel like this is still a champ that fits their identity well, fits what they want to do well, and gives them a chance to win this game. So, ganking jungler, couple scaling lanes. We'll see how Immortals AOE round things out in the second phase.
Indeed, as we see that major support ban for their second phase, it is going to be the Karma joining the Nami. We did have the Nautilus joining the table for CLG Academy. Take away some of that initiation from IMA.
I want to see a Tahm Kench here. I think that saving Meech from those Diana ultimates, I know it's not the greatest lane, playing into a Lucian pairing, but I think that Tahm Kench fits. If not, they could just take Ornn. And I mean, I like this for Anime Girl. It fits the identity, that scaling, this front-to-back team fight that Immortals AOE have. But now, how crazy do CLG get with these flexes?
That's
do we see
what I'm
Renekton mid?
wondering.
Do we see them really switch things up to make sure that Doko has a good matchup into this Ornn? We'll have to see. I'm
just wondering, it feels like we're setting up for, we're playing beach volleyball right now, and somebody from IMA just kind of lobbed it up over the net, and CLG is just waiting there with the power slam. But I don't know if it's actually going to come fruition. Oh my god! all right, well, we got the Caitlyn Lux to round it out.
Hey, I'm just thrilled we get to see Triples Lucian, man.
True.
We haven't seen this pick yet, this split, and it was great on FlyQuest last split. So all double AD solo laners with the Diana top side. Got Kate Lux bot. Seems like the game plan is to play through the bottom lane, and Immortals AOE, they see that. Might have to stick with that scaling identity they have. Honestly, Lulu, not bad into the Diana Renekton that have to jump in. But they swap it at the last second. It's going to be a Bard for Trevor.
Oh, that's a barn burner here, apparently, for IMT AOE, because locking in that Bard, not necessarily the safety maybe that you'd want to have, but the setup could be there, and maybe a little bit of comfort coming in from IMA. I know probably Kangas is screaming and yelling somewhere on the Twitter account right now about it when it comes up to his screen, but the fact that we do have this composition coming out from IMA is so interesting to me, because last game it felt like they were behind the ball a lot of the time. They able to pull things around when it came to Meech and getting him involved in team fights to some extent, but you have an even more proactive style draft coming out from CLG Academy, and they took the ball and literally ran with it out of the stadium down to your house and slammed it in your front driveway hoop. Like, it is scary to not see that proactivity coming out from IMA, but you do still have some of that stability in the scaling that you were mentioning.
And I mean, it's how Immortals AOE got here. Right? We think of, the champs that they played. This is the team identity. It is front to back team fighting and playing through and around Meech. And
exactly.
We'll see if they can stick to that bread and butter, and if we can get them another game going up against the #1 seeded team that we have headed into Proving Grounds, our top Academy squad, CLG. Even though they are in the lower bracket, still showing some of that strength and even showing some more strats. We've yet to see Lucian play or Lucian for triple. We have not seen a lot of Diana for Rosethorn. It's been rather limited for him. In fact, I'm looking at my notes. This is the first Diana game we've seen on a Rosethorn, even though we know that he can play it. He's played it in the past. So CLG throwing some more strats out there in the Rift in their strat book, looking even more lethal potentially if they move on in this tournament.
Indeed, we are one step away from CLG Academy moving forward in Proving Grounds. The sky is the limit for IMA, as they have already shown what can be potentially possible for amateur squads in the developmental cycle of NA. But it's all about performing on the day, and it still would be a disappointment to lose here, especially when there's so much promise for the side of IMA and the squad that they've put together for this spring split.
I mean, I think that this is a team, they've really exceeded expectations. As we see Doko and Winston trade in some emotes. I know how good of friends these guys are. If you're just joining us and you missed what we ran going into the series, we had what we like to call a quack back, get a couple friends together and have them, talk some trash. Try to make trash talk fun here again on Academy. Doko and Winston had a lot of fun with that segment. Definitely go check it out. As these two guys, they played together for a lot of years, and it was really good to, watch them have some nice banter before we head into this series.
Exactly. I think that's one thing I've loved is getting the players to come out of their shells a little bit, albeit not so much, right? But getting to see some of that is always nice. It just builds up that factor. These are human beings that are playing the video game. Speaking of human beings, we got 2v2s on the bottom side and a little bit heavy trade coming out in favor of IMA.
So no surprise here from Immortals AOE. It's going to be Volibear pathing towards the bot side. And Diana's actually matching, which also not surprised about, but we'll have to see. I think that CLG, while they have a comp where they want to hit 6 and play the game really fast from there, there's still an opportunity for Winston to get up in the face of CLG and try and make some early plays, utilizing the power of this Volibear. So we'll see if Winston can make it happen.
It's all on Winston. Going against Rosethorn, at least in the early part. It's still interesting. I want to go back to this conversation, right? We talked about Rosethorn coming in here to CLG Academy and really making a name for himself. But Winston has had an interesting story in his own right, ending up here in IMA at the start of the season.
Winston, someone, we saw him on Wildcard last year, take 5th, 6th. Unfortunately, he qualified for Spring PG, was not able to compete due to some not fun things that happened with the org he was playing on with Dokla. But it was really good to see Winston bounce back. Definitely someone that we feel like is a strong jungler. It has had good showings as an amateur, has been able to consistently qualify for Proving Grounds. And, another piece of the NA talent pool that, even though he's not in the Academy system, still someone that is vying for it and trying to prove that he can play at that level. And really, honestly, finding a different role in this team, considering that both of his solo laners, keep in mind, this is the first split that Anime Girl and Sochi have competed competitively. The fact they were able to take down an Academy team, I think really speaks to the promise that these two players have, especially Anime Girl in the top side. Someone that played very well against Viper in that series, and someone that definitely we believe is someone promising when it comes to the top laners we have in the NA system.
And I just love it because I always just picture, a piece of marble or something in work to become a piece of art, right? And seeing that mold come through, seeing the gradual chipping away and getting of experience for a lot of these guys. And I think that's where that conversation of the path here for a lot of these players and a lot of the team composition is so interesting. You have such an influence of new blood with all the veterancy coming into the NA developmental system. It's such a beautiful thing to see unfold, but it's still something that is a work in progress, right? And we are seeing, Winston not be able to put as much focus into these solo lanes, but needing to put focus into Meech in the bot lane.
I mean, Meech, someone that played on LCS third team last year. A short stint with Dignitas Mirage. You have to pause. Dokla
Does get flashed under tower and dies afterwards. First blood for Winston.
Oh, the TSM Academy flares too. I love it. Immortals AOE took him down in the first round, of course. Doko and Winston's old team as well. And Winston getting the best of his former teammate. That's big. Traded flashes and still got the kill. A little bit of a mistake from Dokla. Ended up going down. Really well played by the side of Winston.
And we were saying, want to see Winston go bot lane to Meech, but not needing to. Going to Anime Girl first. Make sure that you can have the stability of the Ornn in top side. Put the rest of your focus on the rest of the map as, Light Binding does connect.
Flash.
He's in some trouble. The trap Prismal secures the kill.
Prismal and Breezy. Fun fact, Prismal has been playing competitively since 2019 in Academy. Actually picked up his first win on Caitlyn this year. So he's looking to pick up some more with Breezy. I know our producer, Kelsey Moser, used to coach Prismal over there on 100 Thieves Academy. They used to have a joke they couldn't win on Caitlyn. Prismal still breaking the mold and trying to pick up one more win here.
It's the little, it's the character development, the arc that's finally completed. He gets to win on Caitlyn. It's just like that whole next arc can continue on in the anime.
Overall, so returning to the map here, I actually really like the response that Rosethorn had to Winston ganking top. As I do have to pause, as Winston actually has revisited Dokla.
Yeah.
That's no flash.
He's
in trouble.
Way too much of a step forward. Now Dokla will die for the second time, slowly but surely. Smite comes out from Winston there, but Anime Girl picks up the kill.
And his waves in deep doo-doo. I mean, he's going to lose a lot on this top side as Anime Girl is feeling really good on this Ornn. It's a matchup that doesn't get any easier as this game goes on.
He's already up like 20 CS, though. Doesn't really matter. The stun connects as well, and Breezy will get the kill onto Trevor.
Okay, some aggressiveness coming out of CLG as Breezy. I mean, if we thought he wasn't good enough in the first game, I guess Breezy's just showing us how good he is in the second as well on the Lux and other Enchantress. Breezy, oh man, really just seeing that Bard Q, having the decisiveness just to step up, take that portal, find the kill. Good stuff from CLG, and they're going to snowball it into more. Trying to force Meech off this bot side.
Look at the positioning here, Gubby. I love the zoom out from our observers. Trevor does show up in time, dodges a wave. Is Rosethorn? There's the Chaos Storm. Rosethorn needs to get out of there, but the slow from the gravity field is enough. The Chaos Storm gets the kill for Shochi.
Well played by Immortals AOE. A bit of over-aggression from CLG. They didn't respect Trevor being back out on the map. And honestly, Mazel, this is a great start for our amateur team. Backs up against the wall. Keep in mind, they're the ones that have the scaling composition. And the fact that, they're only down 500 gold, the fact that Dokla really far behind in this top side thanks to some good play from Winston. The only bummer for them is the fact that Prismal's keeping Meech under his turret, but overall, I'd say it's a decent start for Immortals AOE, and here comes the portals.
After Winston showing up on top side so many times, he comes bot lane trying to get Breezy at Prismal down. Sky Splitter comes through. There's the Gravitum. Prismal is going to go down first, and Breezy soon to follow him if Winston can catch up to him. There's the Stormbreaker sealing the deal.
And Immortals AOE sticking to their guns, sticking to their identity, Mazel, come out swinging in this game. And what a performance from Winston. Him syncing up with Trevor, taking that portal. He's the one that got top lane ahead. He has now gotten bot lane ahead with this play. What a good start for Immortals AOE.
I can't believe this play ended up like this. As it was just
a little funky.
Yeah, it's a good setup though for IMA, and especially the way that this Bard pick is working out for Trevor himself. We said, the combo of him and Meech is super huge. The synergy they've had, the chemistry they've had. But all in all, being able to whip out the Bard here in game number 2 and really find a vengeance for that first game.
And we have a close one on our hands. As we return to live, IMA, they tried to sneak away the dragon, was not able to take it, and you can see CLG punishing. Doko is actually going to take away that red buff on the map. Pretty big, but you can see Immortals. They have a lead in the bot lane. And with that reset, we actually have a trade coming out on the map. So they're going to put Ornn in the bot side. They're going to try and put Aphelios up top, utilize the power to take the second neutral objective of the game in that Rift Herald, and keep on funneling plates into Meech.
Love to see that adaptation and the objective focus, at least. Yeah, they are just a little bit. Winston gets to the Rift Herald in time now, but has Dokla spotting them out here with Rosethorn on his way with priority in mid lane. This could get a little bit spicy. Rosethorn waiting in the pixel push. Triple actually goes on to Sochi there. Gets the exhaust used onto him. Here comes the Rift Herald take, though. Rosethorn steals it with the behind-the-back shot. And what a beautiful play from CLG Academy.
Really well done by Rosethorn, syncing up the Q damage with his smite. That gets him the execute, and that's a huge loss for the side of Immortals AOE, because look at the bot lane. Prismal, all this alone time on the Caitlyn. He's been farming plates up against the Ornn. Now we look mid. Sochi.
He has the help of Breezy, and he takes down Shochi.
Hey, we teased into this. Triples Lucian, it's really good. I think it was his most played in the spring of last year for FlyQuest Academy, where he was in NA. And man, looking at him returning to some of that comfort, it's a good game for it.
Moonlight Vigil, Chakrams, Trevor chasing him down. Flash from Dokla. Dokla, he doesn't survive. Trevor gets the kill in the end, and Bar gameplay is A+.
I thought Dokla saw the angle. I thought he had it. I'm going to be honest, Mazel. But he ends up going down. Another kill picked up by the bot lane of IMA. But still, I believe the trade, because they took the Rift Herald, and because Prismal's been alone in the bot lane this entire time, they're still the ones that are coming out on top. So I think that this is an interesting game, because we're at the point of the game where both marksmen are really far accelerated into this one, Mazel. And curiously enough, Dokla on his Renekton, keep in mind, this was his most played pick in Academy. He was 6-2 with a 6.2 KDA on his Renekton. He's sitting at 0-3 behind an Ornn. So Immortals AOE,
they more maybe.
Yeah, they have the scaling.
Okay.
They have the scaling opportunity, and they really want to kill Dokla.
They really do. They're gonna chase him down. Sky Splitter connects, the stun connects, and Dokla, you caster curse yourself, Cubby, because now he's 0-4.
Nice ult by Trevor. Guarantees there's no follow-up for the side of CLG. You can see Triple, he's rotating. Triple almost has his ultimate back up, so
Ace in the hole.
CLG, they're thinking about this one.
They really are. I don't know.
Anime Girl's tailing.
They're overextending a little bit. As you said, the turnaround. There's the portal out through the alcove. CLG Academy trying to force something, will not come up with anything of it.
They still have the Rift Herald if they want to throw that down. They have the health bar advantage as Anime Girl really paying respect with that flash. This is certainly going to be the Rift Herald drop, and even more plates funnel over Prismal.
Oh, the final spark into Prismal. Triple is the one that gets the kill. You don't know what to do when there's so many bullets flying at you so many different ways. Meech almost dies to Triple himself, and that's another tower that's looking to go down for CLG Academy.
They haven't even used the Rift Herald yet, Mazel. Rosethorn's holding onto it.
They'll still have a while on it as well. Can utilize that in the mid lane to bust that one open. Looks like that could be the play here as more plates going down. They still have about 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds till the plates all fall. Rosethorn actually might be overextending here himself, though. Definitely does not want to die here, as that Rift Herald's getting close to coming down. We'll see if he gets out. That tower does go over to CLG Academy, but just as IMA had overextended, CLG Academy are going to overextend this time. Big move fall back, but it's not going to save him for long, and Rosethorn dies.
Rosethorn sack, but CLG, they're still the ones taking down the turrets, and even with Doko sitting at 0-4, it is a 3K gold lead for CLG, and it's off the back of Triple's Lucian, Mazel. And look at this Lucian build that Triple's going for. This is a very dual-heavy build with the Blade of the Ruin King, with the Hex Drinker. If he is in a side lane with how accelerated he is at this point of the game, he is going to dominate the 1v1s. Will be something that Immortals AOE will have trouble with as we move forward into this game, Mazel. And I'm curious to see what happens around this next dragon, because it feels like CLG, we are at the point of the game in the mid game where, yes, IMA, they're down 3K gold, but Doku's pretty much out of the game at this point, and they do have the scaling advantage. They have the Victor. They have the Aphelios with the Ornn in their back pockets. So if they are able to make good use of this as we go deeper into this game, it could be still a winning angle for Immortals AOE. Keep in mind, they beat TSM going late in both of those games. So they are behind, but they are for sure in this game in a decent shape.
All right, he gets the double activation there, but his tower is way worse for wear here. Dokla gets stunned up. Stormbringer is not available for Winston and gets the outplay. That was a 2v1 that Dokla just took from 0-4, Cubby.
I mean, what was it an outplay, Mazel?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I don't want to be negative. All right.
Okay, well, we won't be too negative here. As
Meech almost just dies straight up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. He steps back on the trap. Winston is right here, but he's been on a ward the whole time. He didn't know.
Oh, no.
It's catastrophe.
Oh, and Immortals AOE. I mean, just as the game was, a winning angle, getting someone in their favor, CLG, their individual prowess, they step up. Prismal steps up, and while all this was happening in the top lane, in the mid lane. Triple, he's just been chilling in the spot lane. He's pushing towards the inner. Look at how fed Triple is on the map. 147 CS at the 14-minute mark. Already has 2 kills. He is in great shape in this one, Mizel.
Poor Doku. I mean, hey, at least IMA know where they need to focus. They know where they can pick up
Doku's
gold.
dead.
They know that it's the toy Renekton in Dokla. And he just dies yet again for the 5th time of the game, and a huge pickup from IMA. But it shows that they know where they can pick up some of this gold back.
And somehow, that was a shutdown going over to Sochi. And this is an objective bounty going over to Immortals AOE. So just like that, look at that gold deficit. It's now cut to about 3K. And again, this is an okay spot for our amateur team. They scale really hard. They're a good team as the game goes late. Meech has the ability to carry this team in fights. He's sitting at 2-0-2. So even though Immortals AOE are behind, what we know about this team, their strengths, it feels like they are checking the boxes that they need to check in order to put themselves in a winning scenario.
Tempered Fate actually connects on a Prismal. Prismal's in some trouble here. Meech not having the red-white anymore after activating Caliber.
He's got a lot of chakrams.
But he does have those chakrams. Does do a decent amount of damage there. It's Triple in the side lanes, continuing to push. We do have a Rift Herald on the table here. The second Rift Herald of the game. Want to see how much priority we see on that from CLG Academy. But it's a lot harder to get the utilization of that. Want to try to break down this mid tower at least at some point.
Honestly, my eyes are just on Triple whenever he resets. I feel like off of Triple's reset, that's where CLG can look again. He's got to be sitting on so much gold right now. We can maybe get our observers to toggle the gold that we have for our teams here. Yeah, I can see Triple. He's got over 1,500 gold in his pocket. It already so fed, and now IMC
double connect. Breezy, it's just gone. That's the problem with the squishiness of the Lux. Just needs one swift blow of the wind to take them down. Does mean that IMA will come away with a kill. Now they move into the Rift Herald fight here, but Winston just face checks the bush. And here comes Rosethorn. Rosethorn dies. He's just eliminated. Here comes Dokla over the wall, but he just gets so much health back from that Gore Drinker. Missing a lot of key members from CLG Academy, though, but here comes Prismal and the rest of the team to push off IMA from the Rift Herald.
And, you know, CLG, I know from talking with Prismal.
He hit him. He hit him. Gale Force forward. There's the 90 caliber net. There's the trap. Face in the hole. He's doing so much work as just the Caitlyn. And this is why this man, Prismal, for CLG Academy, has been a standout for this team all split long.
Oh, just like that. A little bit of back and forth still. I think Immortals AOE are the ones that are making some decent plays. I love how they're being proactive with the Ornn. It feels like whenever Anime Girl has that ultimate up, they're looking for positive plays. We're going to take a second look at this angle from Anime Girl. This is really good play from Ornn. You know, coming in from the side, dropping that Ornn horn. There was no play that Breezy could do to get out of that one. Even Burn, his flash still went down. And then honestly, this is very greedy from CLG, sticking around for this Rift Herald. And Immortals AOE, props to them. Our amateur team, they're punishing the mistakes from our #1 Academy squad.
They absolutely are. This is a huge moment to do so because you do have Meech on, you know, hitting his 3 kills now on the Aphelios. I think is a big momentum shift, at least in terms of mental momentum. But I think to get this game into a hold for IMA, they've got to make sure Meech is comfortable in a lot of these fights. And we're coming up on objectives. We're coming up on the next Dragon, which would be sole point for CLG Academy. And I think it's something that Immortals AOE have to fight over.
We'll see if Immortals AOE can continue to find these angles. I think that, you know, this is a draft that, you know, we tease. It is comfortable for them. And there are some big discrepancies on the scoreboard. I mean, Triple, incredibly far ahead. Rosethorn, almost double the CS of Winston at this point. I mean, these are big leads for CLG individually, but
it's the little
they have a comp they're comfortable with. They can play it.
Vigil, there you go. Chakrams aplenty. There's the moonfall back. Stormbringer from Winston to get away. Sad B out for Rosethorn there, but oh my God, Prismal has to flash. There's the Rift Herald used the mid. Huge Vital Spark doesn't get a kill, but their health bars are way down. And now this means the charge will come through. Temper Fate just in time. Nicely done from Trevor. Will buy a little bit of time, but not much.
Why's the ability for them to maybe take down Shelly as Shelly does a little bit of stutter stepping. Still going to get the second crash in. This is good stuff from CLG. Good to see them recover. Able to get a nice deploy. Work as 5. Rosethorn soloing out the Dragon while this is all going on to Mizel. So that sole point that you brought up and teased, it is going over to CLG's pockets. They get the gold lead back in their favor.
And after all of that craziness in mid lane, they absolutely blow this one apart. That Soul Point just means so much for the rest of the game, right? We do have Baron coming up on the table. Nobody in an exact position to be able to burn that one down, but it gives the hope for CLG Academy to pull and pick apart IMA across the map, especially when they're in a lead like this. But that's where you got to look at IMA, and you look at some of that comfort you were talking about, that scaling aspect. We're only at 20 minutes in, but if they can hold on, the items, the ornaments coming through, the scaling from the Victor and everything coming along those lines, and Meech himself having the second item completed, the Lord Doms. It is the Meech show with everybody else on IMA trying to make something happen.
Boy.
But TP from CLG Academy,
Dokla.
it has sent chaotic rivets into IMA, and here comes the final spark to finish it off. Dokla is the bait, and Breezy knocks it down.
Dokla is the scariest 1 in 5 Renekton I think I've ever seen. He is TP'd into the
He
back
really
line.
is.
It takes out Sochi. Didn't even have a chance to flash. I didn't see if the flash just came off cooldown or if Dokla was just able to walk him
Oh
down in
my
time.
God.
In Crystal, they sync up.
I said
They take
didn't
down
do
the
the
Victor.
Baron, but hey, here we are.
They need to push the pace of the game. This is what you want to do with Diana Renekton comps. I like how CLG are recovering, trying to make sure that they're playing to their win cons.
Dokla just going in, almost dies straight up, ace in the hole onto Winston. Winston gets turned around
trades.
on. Meanwhile, Anime Girl gets the kill on the Breezy, but dies to triple the bear. It's still 2,000 health, but Prismo and Rosethorn have to back away.
I think importantly enough, Dokla was just trying to trade himself out for the smite. I honestly didn't see how Breezy went down, but that's a bummer for CLG because once you take that smite off the board, you got to believe that Baron goes over to your pockets. But props to IMA. They were actually able to survive that situation and keep this game from getting too far out of control for the side of CLG.
It's a heads-up play from IMA in that situation to kind of force the hand.
How did Breezy go down?
But yeah, I guess we'll find out real quick.
Yeah.
I know how Dokla went down, but I don't know how Breezy went down.
Oh, he just gets one tap
Yeah,
by
okay.
Anime
He
Girl.
just got capped over
Yeah,
on
he
the
got-
side.
They actually just got one tapped by the Ornn. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you take Dokla out of the pit. You have no Breezy. There's really no true tank on the side of CLG. They couldn't continue to sit on the Baron. Props to IMA, able to at least make this game gritty. I mean, they have not been going down without a punch. I feel like they've been playing towards their win cons. Our amateur team's doing some good things on the Rift here, Mazel. And
They really are.
still giving themselves a chance to win this game. Keep in mind, this is the team comp that scales better. I mean, a 3.5K gold deficit at this point, that's not disaster. When you have a Victor, you have an Aphelios that are approaching that 2 to 3 item mark.
That's exactly what I was going to say is we put so many eggs in the Meech basket already in this series saying this is how they win the game. This is how they crest into victories themselves. And we're seeing a lot of the, symptoms of those victories happening in this series, in this game right now, in the second game of the series itself, because IMA are, I feel like to some extent the gold standard for what we should see, how these academy teams are picked apart by amateur teams in general. And obviously a lot to still be played for. Dragon, Baron, everything coming up. Baron is already started by IMT AOE itself, but I don't know if they can force this one. They do get the trap land. Oh no, Shochi almost
tough.
dies, has to flash out. Here comes the Ornhorn from Anime Girl just to buy some time. See the Baron resetting yet again, but Prismo and Triple, they're looking for more.
Yeah, I don't mind how IMA are playing around that, actually. I feel like that's the right window, but the true objective, the one that both of these teams are going to be setting their sights on next, it is that Soul Point. And Soul Point is up in 1 minute and 10. Or I should say Soul for the side of CLG. If they pick this up, Infernal Soul, that's going to really help deal with the severe scaling that IMA have. And hey, we'll have to see if it ends up coming down to an Elder. It is something that Dokla Winston did tease in their Quackback. So if that Dragon goes over, opportunity for Elder to come on the table is real. But for now,
The back. Oh,
okay.
oh. They're just
I
playing
feel like
with
Triple
their.
can.
They're playing with their
Triple-
food a little bit here.
Are they?
I don't.
Triple
Well,
scary.
calling into Winston. Winston has to get the healing Stormbringer back. No, Winston, don't go down. He flashes.
Oh.
He doesn't go down to him, and the shutdown goes to Anime Girl. On the other side, though, Rose Thornton responds with a turret of CLGs.
And this is just CLG playing out 3 lanes. When you take something in one lane, they get something back in the other. And that is triple down, though, for this Dragon. I feel like it's really important that Winston lives. If he goes down, this Infernal Soul most likely goes over to CLG. It's a tough hill for Immortals Academy or Immortals AOE to climb back into this bot river, but at
Look at
least
this
they have a man
vision.
advantage.
They literally have no vision
Oh,
over
no.
there, and the catch out comes through. It is like a terrifying night here. Move fall back for Rosethorn. Here comes the Ornhorn across the back line, but Dokla tanking it up here. Anime Girl going
Anime
for the
Girl.
solo on a Prismal. Doesn't get him just yet. CLG Academy back away, but good forward momentum from IMA.
Anime Girl played that really well. He actually flashed forward and canceled a part of the net. So Prismal had the Gale Force out as well, and Prismal, he had to go heal off the Krug. So IMA, they should get this dragon if that's Rosethorn.
Rosethorn wants to flip it. He doesn't get in there. It is
That's
secured
big.
by IMA. First dragon of the game for them. But what about CLG with the
Dokla.
flank here? Ace in the hole over the side. Dokla finds them, and they're just going to
Queen.
pick them apart one by one. It's undoing the threads here for IMA and CLG. They might lose the dragon, but they come away with a fight.
IMA had to make that play, but the response from CLG, it's better. As Dokla, the TP to that bot wave that CLG prepped, shoved up, that's what pays off. That's what enables them to get on the Meech, take down the carry, take down the tank and Anime Girl, and this should be Baron going over to CLG.
Should be as Prismal, Breezy, Dokla form around it. It will be Winston and Trevor as a response here with Shochi pretty far away at this point. Triple is playing bodyguard here for the Baron buff itself. Trevor and Winston not feeling too confident to step up, and now he goes over the pit. Here comes the Tempered Fate, just buying more time. Shochi is finally here. Here comes Winston over the wall, potentially with the Stormbringer once it gets lower. There's the Chaos Storm. Winston can go over with the Barry, the travel
They're gonna do
at
it.
least. Look at the
They're
Chaos
gonna
Storm. It's
stick it.
doing work here. I don't know
They're
what
gonna
to say
stick it.
for CLG Academy.
Rosethorn's
Rosethorn
down.
dies in the back of the pit. The
That's a
Ornhorn
big
comes
ult.
across, and it's the
at
Baron
Prismal.
play pulled off here. Prismal tries to get the damage onto Trevor. Anime Girl up in front of Triple's
Triple's
face.
dead.
Triple will die here. Out to Winston.
What a play.
And now IMA start up the Baron.
And Trevor made a huge play that ult the Tempered Fate to stall the Baron to buy time to land the stuns. That's what enabled IMA to turn this one around. It's now
Moonlight
Breezy,
Vigil.
he's dead. What an ult from Meech. IMA, they've turned this game around. They have the Baron now. It should go down in their pockets.
Huge Meech with the Gale Force forward. The Baron slowly but surely whittled away. And finally, we get somebody claiming the big purple worm. And it's Immortals AOE.
And they're just going to wait for Sochi to respawn, so he picks it up. That's the big objective bounty. Now, once again, only down 3k gold. But this is the team comp that scales. They're approaching 3 items. Victor, Aphelios, they feel fine. We're going to go way back in the replay to see how CLG got this one started. You can see the TP from Dokla onto that bot wave. Gives him a brilliant angle. They find Meech. They find Anime Girl. They separate everyone. They get on the Baron. But the Baron is where things go haywire for the side of CLG.
It does indeed. You see the long walk that way gives time, but that Tempered Fate from Trevor buys so much spacing. And look at the help. They're slowly and surely getting willed down by the Baron, and that's where it ends up, where this bot time is so important.
I feel like Triple needed to go over the wall immediately there and just keep on burning the Baron. The fact that CLG aren't fully committing to this, are being really nervous, that's what enabled the Tempered Fate to land. Bought time for Sochi to get in. Sochi landed some brilliant poke as well that helped enable Immortals AOE to really look at that Baron. And now all the standing gold that's on the map for Immortals AOE, they're down 3k gold, but they've only taken 1 turret so far, Mazel. So they can knock down these outers by the end of this Baron. This should be a tied up game with Immortals AOE having the comp that scales heavily in their favor.
And we were saying, it needed to be CLG Academy getting a hold on this game and ending it quickly, being ruthless for themselves. They haven't been able to do that, and we're starting to see the fruits of IMA's labor here as Meech is officially online at this point, having the Gale Force completed and upgraded. Now Prismal almost dies straight up. No, Meech just dies? No. Blocked by Winston is the ace in the hole. Here comes CLG Academy to defend this mid lane a little bit more.
I think that's enough to force IMA off, at least for now. They could play for that bot outer if they want. Important to note, too, objective bounties, they're down. And we are, once again, a minute 20 away from this dragon. Keep in mind, it was very important that Immortals AOE denied the dragon the last time.
Winston.
They're going to look to deny it again.
He finds
Rosethorn.
out. Rosethorn just has nothing
Oh
to say.
my
He
gosh.
had Zanya's. He had Flash. He doesn't use them. He dies. And now IMA using this forward progression so well to their advantage.
And Immortals AOE continue to make their mark on this game, Mazel. Keep in mind, Sochi Anime Girl, they are amateur players. This is the first split that they have played competitively. They have made it to Proving Grounds, and now they are taking it to our #1 Academy squad with the scaling comp. Their comp is now online. They are the ones that secured Baron, are pushing forward, and CLG, they're trying to Hail Mary a little bit in the side lane. So Triple has not been grouped this entire time. He gets the top inner turret by his lonesome. Anime Girl answers bot, but it still feels like CLG are having so much trouble finding fights. And now Dokla.
No. They took the bait. They tried to go forward, but IMA were waiting there all along. Prismal chased down here. Triple has already backed. Prismal's dead first, and now Dokla finds his way out of the situation. Final spark comes through from Breezy, but it's IMA capitalizing yet again.
And with the marksman down, that's another dragon for IMA. Infernal dragon. More damage on their carries. The Victor, the Aphelios, denying that soul away from CLG. CLG making some pretty uncharacteristic mistakes in this game too, Mazel. I mean, Dokla, Prismal pushing up for that wave. That was a little bit of over-aggression that, we have seen from CLG at times as they try and play out 3 waves, but I still say uncharacteristic in this series. Now CLG as well. Triple, he's still spotted up here.
Backing. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, he wins both.
Trevor goes fishing.
No way.
Whip for 1. Hits
No
2
way.
twice in a row. The wombo combos. But here comes Rosestorm with the move fall back, and they get 1 traded. Triple gets obliterated though from Shochi, and Rosestorm makes it out for just a little bit longer. Meech wants to find it though. He doesn't have Moonlight Vigil. He has Flash, but will not commit it as CLG Academy make it away somehow, but only lose Triple.
I like how Meech saved the flash there. Just understands how important that cooldown is. Having some of the discipline, not burning that just to take a free kill and keep on pushing the map. But CLG, Immortals AOE, they've made this game hectic. They have made this game really in their comfort zone, Mazel. And they are pushing around our top Academy team. I mean, this is a hell of a performance coming out of Immortals AOE. We were expecting 2 games to end in about 27, 28 minutes max. I mean, this really should be a stomp in favor of the #1 seed we have in this tournament, but Immortals AOE, sticking to their guns, Mazel, have given us a game that we were not expecting today, really taking it to CLG and doing it through their most experienced player in Winston. He was the one that got things going early. He's been the one that's still been the playmaker for this squad on this Volibear. And now we're just going to have to see if Meech can take over in the late game, just like he did against TSM.
And it's really an awkward position to be in for CLG Academy because we said, they have that early game focus of their composition, the catches, the pickouts, the big wombos, but IMA have been able to slowly but surely get themselves back into this game, and now it just feels like if CLG Academy don't find a pick, they can't take a 5v5 fight. Like, this composition is too strong to go up against.
Speaking of picks, oh boy,
they're
looking at Anime Girl. He's in trouble.
He is a tank. He is pretty heavy, but I don't know if he's heavy enough. Clap comes on to Triple though, move ball, and the final spark. Triple is the one that gets the kill. Triple,
Winston's here.
Yeah.
We'll see if he tries to find Lucian,
Triple
but that
with
is
the
at least
greedy
1
back
pick.
here. The rest of his team was right there. He's just gonna die to this.
Oh no. Wow. More uncharacteristic mistakes coming out of CLG. Triple, he could have used the blast cone, a couple of the dashes to get fancy, but the fact that's a 1-for-1 trade, Mazel, again, so good for Immortals AOE. They just get to return to the map, and with Baron up now, Triple's off the table. Anime Girl does have TP when he's up. Triple does not. Immortals AOE, knowing this, might feel like they can start this Baron.
Rosestorm. Rosestorm's gonna die to the Chaos Storm.
Oh my goodness.
Shochi gets him, and there's the Tempered Fate, not gonna hit, but it buys time. Now IMA right onto the Baron. It's gonna die so fast.
And there's no smite on the table. And IMA, we might be going to a game 3 here, Mazel, as they've been so solid playing out this late game composition, punishing the overextensions of CLG as they try and play 3 lanes, and now they're looking to end it.
Horn onto Breezy. Breezy flashes away. Look at Prismal, though. He might get caught out here. Dokla is trying to thin the wave here. Big heads-up play from the CLG Academy top laner.
We'll see if Dokla can escape this. He does have TP, but look at the Bard portals.
The mystical
it's
journey.
so deadly.
The mystical journey. Oh, he's got all the blast cones, though. He can play blast cone mini games. If he catches Meech here, though, he might just be able to take him out 1v1.
He's dead.
He is going to die eventually.
He's dead.
Let's see what CLG Academy get on the other side of the map. Doesn't look like they're able to get anything at this point. It's just the capitalization of IMA on the mispositioning of Dokla.
It's been the capitalization of IMA and the best positioning of really everyone from CLG as we get into the later stages of this game, Mazel. And Right? Keep in mind, this is an amateur team. These guys have minimal resources from Immortals AOE. It's not like these players are playing on huge salaries, not academy salaries. Let alone the experience of these players too. I know from speaking with Anime Girl, he phrased it as a dream come true. He was a Yone one trick in solo queue last September. The fact that he now finds himself on a team like this with his teammate, he said, "I'm grateful. We've been grinding, and they hope that they can make academy soon." But what a game they're giving the #1 seeded team we have in this tournament, Mazel. And with all the fighting back they've done, we're now at the point where this game, it's heavily in their favor.
A lead.
This should be a game they win. Like, this is an 80% win opportunity probability for Immortals AOE, if not higher, against the best team we have in the tournament when it comes to the seeding. So I really think we're going to a game 3. I don't see a way that CLG can get back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, ornaments all completed across the board for IMA. The gold lead in their favor for the first time in this game. And they can continue to press up. This will be 3rd dragon in a row for them on their way to the Infernal Soul. And wondering if at this point they can continue to press that on until we get the Elder Dragons, because that's going to be a long time into this game. It's not going to be for another 5 minutes, which means 40 minutes into this game we would get our soul.
I don't think IMA want the game to go there. I think they want to end it on this Baron buff, Mazel, as they have taken the dragon, taken away that win con for CLG.
Look at Triple.
They're now looking to take the base.
Triple's trying to make something happen to the top side of the map. Nobody is going to respond just yet, but the tower is falling for IMA in CLG's base. You get the first inhib taken down by Meech himself. Now we're looking at the bottom inhib here. But it's
Anime Girl base. Triple has TP.
They might be able to spring a trap onto here, but they lose their inhib tower. Tempered Fate dodged out by Roseborg, but it's again always using everything defensively, not able to use that aggression forward. And Prismal half health because of the Chaos Storm.
Triple's now gotten to the place where he can base. He wasn't able to get the full inhibitor, whereas IMA, they got 2. So CLG, knowing that they can't 5v5, knowing they have to make plays and sides and try and find something, still not able to find enough to answer back. But here comes the counterpunch. They know Anime Girl cannot join this fight. They have numbers.
Breezy almost dies to one single laser beam, and everybody else almost dies to one single Moonlight Vigil.
All right, well, I guess Meech just stops that play in its tracks as soon as it was tried to be started by the side of CLG. That's just 2 ultimates down. And IMA, I mean, with those chunks, they thought about maybe continuing the push. I think they're going to make the wise choice, back off, get a full reset. And we'll see if they can keep on playing out this Baron cleanly. Game's taking a little bit longer than what we might expect, but hey, this is a team. Their backs are up against the wall. Make one mistake, drop one more game, they're out of this tournament. And to be fair to IMA, they've been the ones that are playing better. They are the ones that are now heavily favored in this game. Look at the inventories they have. That's now a death cap on to Sochi, as if this Victor with the ornaments wasn't hitting hard enough in the first place, Mazel. He's going to be the one that has really been doing a lot of work in this game, answering back for that poor game 1 performance where Triple and Rosethorn just ran straight through that mid-lane matchup. Sochi has been picking up his play in the second game, has been a real big part of how Immortals AOE have just been able to force CLG out of all these objectives.
And that's exactly what I'm talking a little bit more about. Is we've already said so many times, this is the first place academy team. This is the #1 seed in Proving Grounds. This is IMA, who have been able to eliminate academy teams, who have been a gold standard for amateur in its own right. But this is a particular trophy in its own because seeing this go down the way it has against CLG Academy, it is rough. We'll see if they can pull it back with some big shenanigans in these team fights. But Tempered Fate gonna catch out Prismal. Prismal's just gonna die outright here. He does get over the wall, goes golden. Look at the AoE from Rosethorn, the Moonfall. They do end up finding Prismal, and IMA still come out on top. The scaling, the ornaments, it's all way too much for our first place academy team. And just like that, we get our first full 3-game series. And it's neck to neck between these two teams.
And against all odds, the #3 team that we have in Academy, a team that, didn't even make it to the finals of either of our amateur events. They now push CLG, our #1 seed in Academy, to a 3rd game, to the brink of elimination, as both of these teams will have a do or die match coming up.
They will indeed, and it's all in service of trying to take down 100 Thieves Academy on the other side of this one, pushing their goals further. But the fact that we had the game 1 the way we did, CLG Academy looked exactly like we thought they would, come in here, throw a couple punches, walk away easy peasy. It ain't that easy. There is blood all over the place, and IMA coming out on top in game number 2 just means we don't know what we're going to get for this third game. We don't know what is in the sleeve of IMA, because the fact that we got to see a draft come to fruition for them that is their tried and true nature, and for them to execute on it so beautifully, even with the worries of the early game, it's anyone's match.
I think I know what's going to come out of IMA. I think the CLG is going to be the one that really swaps things up. I expect red side, Doku counter pick, return to what is comfort for them, draft winning sides, draft a mid that can move. But, I mean, what a game, too. We cannot ignore how IMA, and it is off the helm of Winston. He dropped every single camp he could to help his laners. He was up top so many times to put Doku behind. He ended up turning bot lane around with Trevor. He was the one that found leads in both of the side lanes for his team, and then they just waited to scale. I mean, it was really good game plan from IMA. It's the second time today we've seen the scaling team have a better early game plan and have that set them up for success later. This one took a little bit longer, but huge win for IMA, as they are not done. They are not out of this tournament yet, and we have more games to play today.
We do indeed. We got one more game to decide it all. Who will go face 100 Thieves Academy in the rest of Proving Grounds, or at least the next step of Proving Grounds. We're going to step away, take a little break while we do get ready for that third game. On the other side, I believe we have some shenanigans with Mad Magical himself.